Picture this, you're inches away from your childhood dream. The roar of 200,000 fans is shaking the grandstands. One wrong move at 230 miles per hour and everything you've sacrificed, your family, your relationships, your sanity, disappears in a cloud of smoke and twisted metal. This is the story of Sonny Hayes, a guy who had it all, lost everything, and came crawling back to the one thing that nearly killed him. What happens when the sport you love becomes the only thing you have left? Buckle up, because this ride gets intense.
We meet Sonny Hayes during what should be his victory lap. He's not some fresh-faced rookie. This guy's pushing 40, which in Formula One might as well be ancient. The film opens with this gorgeous shot of Monaco at sunrise, all those yachts and million-dollar apartments reflecting off the harbor. But Sonny? He's alone in his hotel room staring at race footage from 15 years ago when he was actually relevant. Here's the thing about Sonny. He used to be the guy. Back in 2010, he was the hotshot everyone said would be the next world champion. Teams were throwing contracts at him. Sponsors wanted his face on everything from energy drinks to luxury watches. But as we quickly learn through these brutal flashback sequences, one catastrophic crash in Suzuka changed everything. The crash scene is visceral. We're talking slow motion shots of carbon fiber exploding, the sickening crunch of metal against concrete barriers. Sonny walks away physically, but mentally, that's where the real damage happens. The film doesn't shy away from showing us his spiral, the panic attacks before races, the way his hands shake when he straps into the cockpit, the 1,000-yard stare he gets when engines fire up around him. Fast forward to present day, and Sonny's been bouncing around lower-tier racing series for years. He's doing GT cars in America, basically the racing equivalent of a has-been rock star playing county fairs. His agent, Mickey, this wonderfully cynical guy who looks like he's seen it all, keeps telling him to retire with dignity. You're 41 years old, mate. There's no shame in walking away. But then the call comes. APX GP, a fictional team that's basically the scrappy underdogs of Formula One, needs a driver. Their lead guy, Matteo Vitali, got injured in testing, and they're desperate. The team principal, Ruth Kovac, and can we talk about how refreshing it is to see a woman running an F1 team? She sees something in Sonny's old footage. Not the crashes, not the fear. She sees hunger. The meeting scene is phenomenal. Ruth sits across from Sonny in this tiny cafe in London, rain hammering the windows, and she just lays it out. I don't need a champion. I need someone who's got nothing left to lose and everything to prove. You can see Sonny's face go through this entire emotional journey in about 30 seconds. Pride, then doubt, then this flicker of hope he's been trying to kill for a decade. His ex-wife, Elena, absolutely loses it when he tells her. They have this daughter, Sophia, who's maybe 16, and Elena basically hasn't forgiven Sonny for choosing racing over family the first time around. The argument they have is so painfully real. She's not screaming, she's just tired. "You already left us once for this," she says quietly. "What makes you think it'll be different this time?" Sonny doesn't have a good answer, because honestly, he doesn't know if it will be. He just knows he can't live the rest of his life wondering, what if? The first day at APX GP headquarters is designed to humble Sonny, and boy does it work. His teammate is this 23-year-old phenom named Joshua Park, a Korean-American kid who grew up karting in California and has that annoying confidence of someone who's never really failed at anything. Joshua takes one look at Sonny and you can practically see him thinking, this is who they got? The team is a fascinating mix. Ruth runs a tight ship, but there's warmth there. The chief engineer, Pietro, is this gruff Italian who's been in F1 since the 90s and seen more failures than successes. He's skeptical of Sonny, but there's respect too. These are racing people. They know what it takes. Sonny's first time back in an F1 simulator is brutal to watch. The G-forces at these speeds aren't like anything else in motorsport. He's sweating through his suit within 5 minutes. His reaction times are off. Joshua, watching from the engineer station, isn't even trying to hide his smirk. But here's what makes this interesting. Sonny doesn't quit. Every time he spins out in the sim, he resets and goes again. There's this beautiful montage set to this pulsing electronic track where we see Sonny's transformation. 5 a.m. workouts, neck strengthening exercises that look like medieval torture, studying telemetry data until his eyes blur, and slowly, imperceptibly at first, the lap times start dropping. Not by much, we're talking tenths of a second, but in F1, that's the difference between points and going home empty-handed. Pre-season testing in Bahrain becomes Sonny's real trial by fire. The media shows up expecting to mock him. "Racing's oldest rookie," reads one headline. But Sonny puts in consistent laps. He's not fast yet, but he's clean. No mistakes, no crashes. Ruth watches from the pink wall with her arms crossed, and for the first time, there's this tiny smile. But Joshua, he's still obliterating Sonny on pace. We're talking 0.8 of a second faster per lap, which in F1 might as well be different zip codes. The kid's natural talent is undeniable, and the film doesn't pretend otherwise. After one session, Sonny sits in the garage, helmet still on, just breathing. Pietro comes over, puts a hand on his shoulder, and says something that becomes pivotal. Fast is easy when you're fearless. Fast is real when you're afraid, but you do it anyway. The Australian Grand Prix opening is shot like a war movie. The roar of the crowd, the electricity in the air. Sonny's on the grid, P17, not great, but not embarrassing for a team that usually qualifies dead last. The formation lap feels like it takes forever. You can hear his breathing getting faster through the team radio. Lights out. The start is chaos. It always is in Australia. Turn 1 is the sweeping left-hander where everyone's jockeying for position, nobody wanting to give an inch. Sonny makes a decent start, gains 2 positions before the first corner, but then he gets squeezed on the exit, has to back out of the throttle and loses those positions plus 1 more. For 30 laps, he's just there. P18, fighting with back markers, getting lapped by the leaders. It's not glamorous. The team radio is full of Pietro's calm instructions. Save the tires, we're in fuel save mode, box this lap for plan B. This is the unglamorous reality of F1 for most teams. But then, around lap 40, everything changes. A massive crash at turn 9 brings out the safety car. The leaders all pit for fresh tires. Suddenly, strategy becomes everything. Ruth makes the call, keep Sonny out. It's a gamble, his tires are worn, but track position is everything in a safety car period. When racing restarts, Sonny's up to P11, just outside the points, and for the first time all race, you see him actually drive. He's defending like his life depends on it, using every inch of the track. There's this incredible battle with a veteran driver where they go wheel to wheel for 3 laps, neither giving up. The camera work here is insane. You really feel the speed. Final 5 laps. Sonny's in P10, the last points position. The guy behind him is faster, has fresher tires, and is absolutely hammering on Sonny's gearbox. Every corner exit is a fight. Sonny's doing everything, late braking, aggressive lines, even using DRS, the overtaking aid, defensively in ways that are technically legal but definitely cheeky. The checkered flag falls, P10, 1 point. For most drivers, that's a disappointing result. For Sonny Hayes, it might as well be a victory. The team radio erupts. Ruth's voice cracks when she says, "Well done, Sonny, you've earned that." He doesn't say anything back. Can't. Too emotional. In Parc Ferme, Joshua finishes P6, a legitimately strong result, and there's this moment where he walks past Sonny, stops, and gives him this little nod. Not friendship, not respect exactly, but acknowledgement. That's progress. Over the next 4 races, Jeddah, Shanghai, Suzuka, and Miami, we watch Sonny find his rhythm. Not every race is good. In Jeddah, he qualifies decently but gets taken out on lap 1 by someone else's mistake. Just racing incidents, the kind of bad luck that happens. He walks back to the paddock, helmet under arm, and doesn't say a word to anyone. But something's shifting. The panic attacks before races, they're not gone, but they're manageable. He's developed this pre-race ritual, talks to Sophia on video call, keeps a photo of her in his race suit pocket. When Elena hears about this, her expression is complicated. She's not ready to forgive, but maybe she's starting to understand. Shanghai is where Sonny really announces himself. Qualifying goes brilliantly.
P8, his best grid position yet. The race is clean, strategic, smart. He manages his tires beautifully, makes an opportunistic pass on lap 30 that's equal parts brave and calculated. Finishes P7, 6 points. The team is ecstatic. Then comes Suzuka. Yeah, that Suzuka, the place where Sonny's career ended the first time. The film handles this perfectly. Doesn't overdo the drama, but you feel the weight. Walking into the circuit, everything's triggering memories. That corner where it happened, he can't even look at it during track walk. Pietro notices. You want to talk about it? What's there to talk about? Sonny's voice is hollow. I crashed. It broke me. Now I'm back. You didn't come back to the same track, Pietro says. You came back to a new one. Same layout, different you. It's simple, maybe too on the nose, but damn if it doesn't land. Race day, Sonny's nervous but controlled. He qualifies P11, races to P9, doesn't do anything spectacular, doesn't need to, just proves to himself more than anyone that the track doesn't own him anymore. Miami is pure entertainment. Night race, celebrities everywhere, the whole circus. Sonny qualifies P12 but gets an incredible start, jumping up to P8 before turn 1. The race becomes this chaotic, strategy-heavy affair with multiple safety cars. At one point, Ruth has to make a split-second call, pit Sonny for new tires or leave him out and hope for one more safety car. She leaves him out. It's the wrong call. With 10 laps to go, Sonny's on ancient tires, defending from cars that are seconds per lap faster. It's honestly painful to watch. He's doing everything right, but physics is physics. He loses 5 positions in the final laps, finishes P13, out of the points. Post-race, he's furious. Not at Ruth, at himself for not being able to make the tires last. But Ruth sees it differently. In the debrief, she plays back footage of his defensive driving. She says, "You kept 3 cars behind you for 8 laps on dead tires. That's not failure, that's skill."
Monaco. If you know anything about F1, you know Monaco is special. Narrow streets, zero margin for error, history dripping from every barrier. It's also where the tension between Sonny and Joshua finally boils over. They're both improving, see? Joshua's raw speed is still superior, but Sonny's racecraft, that intangible ability to read races, make smart decisions, extract every tenth, that's world class. At Monaco, in qualifying, they're separated by less than 1/10 of a second. Sonny qualifies P7, Joshua P6. The race is processional at first. Monaco usually is, hard to overtake. But the film does something clever. It shows us the chess match happening on strategy. Ruth splitting strategies between her drivers. Joshua's on a 1-stop, Sonny's on a 2-stop, which seems slower but gives him fresher tires at the end. Lap 55 of 78, Sonny comes out of his second stop directly behind Joshua, who's struggling on worn tires. And here's where it gets interesting. Sonny's faster, legitimately faster. He's all over Joshua's gearbox through the tunnel, getting better exits from the swimming pool complex. Team radio to Joshua. Sonny's faster, maintain position but be aware. Joshua's response, he can stay behind me then. It's not malicious, this is racing. Sonny would do the same, but there's also ego involved. Joshua is the young star, and having the old guy breathing down his neck isn't a good look. For 10 laps, we watch this incredible, tension-filled battle. They never make contact, both too professional for that, but it's psychological warfare. Neither can pass the other because it's Monaco. You need the car ahead to make a mistake, and neither does. They finish P6 and P7, both in the points, but the atmosphere in the garage afterward is icy. Joshua barely acknowledges Sonny. Pietro sees it, pulls Sonny aside. Don't let it fester. But it's too late. The media picks up on it. Headlines start appearing, APGP teammates at war. It's overblown, obviously, but there's truth underneath. Mid-season, Sophia shows up at a race weekend. First time ever. Elena approved it, which is huge, though she makes it clear it's Sophia's choice, not forgiveness. Sonny's nervous in a way he's never nervous before races. What if he crashes in front of his daughter? What if she sees him fail? The weekend is Barcelona, Catalunya circuit, technical and demanding. Sophia's in the garage, wearing team headphones, watching everything. She's at that teenage age where she's too cool to show excitement, but you can see she's fascinated. Joshua, surprisingly, is great with her. Takes time to explain the car, the strategy. It's a humanizing moment for him. Qualifying is good, P8 for Sonny. But the race is where Sonny shows his daughter who he really is. Not through speed, though he's got plenty, through intelligence. There's a moment on lap 30 where most drivers would pit, follow the conventional strategy, but Sonny radios in, "I can do 10 more laps, trust me." Pietro hesitates, checks the data, then it's your call, Sonny. Those 10 extra laps put him on a different tire strategy than everyone around him. When he finally pits, he comes out in clear air. The fresher tires mean he's hunting down cars ahead. One by one, he picks them off. P7, P6, P5. The final laps, he's defending P5 from a car that on paper should be much faster. But Sonny's not using just the car. He's using the track, the regulations, psychology. At one point, he forces a driver to go wide by positioning his car perfectly at the apex. Totally legal, absolutely ruthless. Checkered flag, P5, 10 points, his best result of the season. But more than that, when he climbs out of the car, the first thing he does is look up at the garage. Sophia's there, and she's smiling, actually smiling. Later in the hospitality area, she asks him, "Does it still scare you?" Sonny doesn't lie, every single time. Then why do you do it? He thinks about this. Because being afraid and doing it anyway, that's the only time I feel like myself. Sophia nods like she understands, which maybe she does. Elena, watching from a distance, has this look, not forgiveness, but maybe the beginning of understanding why racing isn't just something Sonny does, it's who he is. Hungary, the mid-season race that changes everything. It's brutally hot, 40 degrees Celsius track temperatures, the kind of heat that breaks drivers and cars alike. Both APX GP cars qualify in the top 10, Sonny P9, Joshua P7. The race starts well, both drivers gain positions off the line. By lap 20, Joshua's P5, Sonny's P7. The team strategy is working perfectly. Ruth's on the pit wall, actually allowing herself to hope for a strong double points finish. Then lap 37, turn 4, a medium-speed right-hander. Joshua's defending from Sonny. Yes, they're fighting each other now, and Sonny sees a gap. It's small, optimistic, but it's there. He goes for it. Contact. Not huge, not dramatic, but enough. Joshua's front wing gets damaged, Sonny's side pod has a puncture. Both have to pit for repairs. Joshua comes back out P17, Sonny P19. The team radio is chaos, Ruth trying to stay calm. Both cars focus on the race, but you can hear the strain in her voice. Pietro's swearing in Italian. Joshua's furious, convinced Sonny moved under braking. The replays are inconclusive. Sonny's insisting the gap was there. Both finish outside the points. For a small team like APX GP, that's devastating. Those lost points could mean millions in prize money at the end of the season. Post-race is where it gets ugly. In the cooldown room, before they face the media, Joshua finally explodes. "What the hell were you thinking?" "I was thinking about overtaking," Sonny shoots back. "You know, that thing we're supposed to do in racing?" "On your own teammate for P7? That's your priority?" It cuts deep because Joshua's right. In team sports, there are unwritten rules. What Sonny did wasn't technically wrong, but it violated the code, and Sonny knows it. Ruth calls a team meeting. It's brutal, professional, and necessary. She doesn't play favorites. "You're both responsible. Joshua, you knew Sonny was faster and didn't give room. Sonny, you took a risk you didn't need to take." She pauses, looks at both of them. "Figure it out, because this team can't afford for you two to be at war." The Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps becomes Sonny's moment of truth. Spa's the longest track on the calendar, full of high-speed corners where bravery matters. It's also notoriously unpredictable weather-wise. Qualifying happens in mixed conditions, classic Spa. Some parts of the track are bone dry, others soaking wet. These are the conditions where experience matters, where being able to read changing grip levels is everything. Sonny puts in a qualifying lap that's part precision, part improvisation, part prayer. P4, his best qualifying of the season.
Joshua, he pushes too hard in the wet, spins, ends up P14. The rivalry dynamic has completely flipped. Race day, the weather is threatening. Dark clouds everywhere, but the track starts dry. Sonny gets an incredible start, actually passes the car ahead into turn 1, and suddenly he's P3, third place, on merit, in a midfield car. The race becomes a masterclass in race management. Sonny's not the fastest car on track. There are at least 5 cars with better pace, but he's driving like a man possessed. Every braking zone is perfect. Every corner exit is optimized. He's making that car do things it has no business doing. Lap 25, the rain comes. Not a drizzle, a deluge. Half the field immediately pits for wet tires. Sonny radios in. How long will this last? Pietro, weather says 10 minutes, maybe 15. Sonny makes the call himself. I'm staying out. It's insane. Everyone's pitting and he's staying on slick tires in the rain. But here's the thing, Sonny grew up racing in England where it rains constantly. He knows how to drive in the damp on slicks, that narrow window where you can actually be faster than cars on full wets because there's less drag. For 7 laps, he's sideways through every corner, dancing with disaster. The onboard footage is absolutely insane. You can see the car sliding, Sonny catching it, finding grip where there shouldn't be any. The commentators are losing their minds. The rain stops, the track dries. Everyone who pitted is now on the wrong tires and has to pit again. Sonny, he stays out a bit longer, then pits once for fresh slicks. Comes out P2, second place. The final 30 laps are Sonny defending from cars that are, again, faster than his, but he's in the zone. That place athletes talk about where everything slows down and you just know. Every move the driver behind makes, Sonny's already anticipated. It's not just racing, it's art. Joshua, meanwhile, has driven brilliantly through the field. He's up to P8, charging hard. And in a moment that defines character, when Ruth asks him if he'll help Sonny by slowing down cars behind, Joshua doesn't hesitate. Tell me what you need. For the final 10 laps, Joshua becomes a mobile roadblock, perfectly legally defending position and eating up time, giving Sonny breathing room. It's teamwork. It's what Ruth asked for. Checkered flag. Sonny Hayes finishes P2, second place. His first F1 podium in over 15 years. When he crosses the line, he doesn't say anything over the radio. Can't. He's crying too hard. The podium ceremony is everything. The national anthem, whatever country he represents, let's say Britain, the champagne spray, the crowd cheering, but the best moment, when he gets back to the garage, Joshua's there first. No cameras, no fanfare, just extends his hand. That, Joshua says, was special. Sonny shakes his hand. Couldn't have done it without you at the end. Yeah, you could have, but it was more fun helping.
The remainder of the season becomes about more than results. Monza, Singapore, Austin, Mexico City, Brazil, Las Vegas, Abu Dhabi. Each race is a challenge, a lesson, a step forward. In Monza, the Italian fans go crazy for the sport's elder statesman making a comeback. Sonny qualifies P6, finishes P8, solid points. Singapore's night race is brutal, the most physically demanding race of the year. Sonny struggles, finishes P13. Sometimes age matters, but he doesn't make excuses. Austin, he's P5 again. Mexico City, P7. He's consistently in the points now, which for APXGP is massive. The team moves up in the Constructors' Championship. More prize money, more relevance, more future. Brazil is chaos. Interlagos in the rain is legendary for producing dramatic races, and this one doesn't disappoint. Multiple safety cars, crashes, red flags. Both APXGP cars survive the carnage. Joshua finishes P4, his best result. Sonny's P6. Together, they score major points. Las Vegas, the newest, glitziest race, is where Sonny has his one moment of weakness. The race is at night, under lights, and everything about it is spectacle over sport. Mid-race, his old panic starts creeping back. The walls are close, the speeds are insane, and for a few laps, he's just frozen. Pietro notices through the telemetry. His inputs are hesitant. Sonny, talk to me. I'm okay, just need a second. You've got this, one corner at a time. It's simple, but it works. Sonny refocuses. finishes P11 just outside the points, but more importantly, he doesn't crash, doesn't quit. That's the real victory. Season finale, Yas Marina Circuit, under the lights, with the Constructors' Championship still not decided for several teams. APXGP is fighting for P7 in the standings, which for them would be an historic achievement. Both drivers need to score points. The pressure is immense. Ruth's trying to keep everyone calm, but you can see the stress. Pietro's double and triple checking every calculation. This is everything they've worked for. Qualifying is tense. Sonny P10, Joshua P8. Good, but not great. They need better to guarantee points. Race day. Elena and Sophia are both there. First race they've attended together. Sophia's in the garage, but Elena watches from the hospitality suite. She's not ready for full immersion, but she's here. That's progress. The race is clean, strategic, and nerve-wracking. No drama, no crashes, just pure racing. Sonny manages his race perfectly, gains a position early, and sits comfortably in P9. Joshua's defending P7 like his life depends on it. Final 10 laps. The team's on track for double points, exactly what they need. But the car in P8, right between the teammates, is struggling with a mechanical issue, slowing down, creating opportunity. Ruth radios both drivers. The P8 car is wounded. We can get both of you ahead. Sonny, you're faster right now. If you pass Joshua, will you give the position back? It's the moment of truth. Sonny could say no, could argue he deserves it, but if it's what's best for the team, I'll give it back. Joshua hears this over the radio. His response? Screw that. Race me fair. Ruth, barely suppressing a smile. Copy that. Race each other. The final 5 laps, Sonny and Joshua are battling for P7, and it's beautiful. No contact, no team orders, just 2 drivers at the absolute peak of their abilities pushing each other. They both get past the struggling P8 car. Sonny's faster on fresher tires, catching Joshua. Last lap, final sector. Sonny's close enough to try a move. There's a gap into the final chicane. Risky, but possible. Everything in Sonny wants to go for it. Prove he can beat the kid straight up. But then he thinks about Hungary, about the crash, about what racing's really for. He backs out, stays P8. Joshua crosses the line, P7. Both score points. APXGP finishes P7 in the Constructors' Championship. The team explodes in celebration. Post-race, in the paddock, Sonny's surrounded by press. They want the story, the comeback, the rivalry, the redemption. He answers politely, but his eyes keep drifting to the grandstands where Sophia is waving. Later, away from cameras, Joshua finds him. You could have tried that move. Yeah. Why didn't you? Sonny thinks about this. Because winning isn't always about finishing first. Sometimes it's about finishing where you need to be. Joshua nods slowly. You're weird, old man. You're just figuring that out? They both laugh, real laughter, not just politeness. Elena appears, first time she's been in the paddock area all weekend. She doesn't say much, just Sophia wants to know if you're racing next year. I was offered a contract by Ruth, 1 more year. And? I don't know yet. What do you think? Elena looks at him for a long moment. I think you're finally racing for the right reasons, not running from something, not trying to prove something, just because you love it. Is that enough? I don't know, she says honestly, but it's a start. The film ends not with a dramatic victory or a tragic crash, but something more subtle. Sonny, Sophia, and Elena walking through the paddock together, not as a family that's fixed, but as people who are trying. Behind them, the sun setting over the Yas Marina circuit. The season's over, but the journey, that's just beginning. Final shot, Sonny's racing helmet, battered and scarred from a season of battles, sitting on a workbench. Next to it, a photo, Sonny, Sophia, and Elena from years ago, before everything fell apart. The camera holds on both objects for a moment. Then, in the reflection of the helmet's visor, we see Sonny's hand reach for it. He picks it up. Cut to black. The message is clear. He's not done yet. Not with racing, not with his family, not with proving that it's never too late to fight for what matters.